Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here and welcome to episode 20 of Journey Across the Void. In between episodes, I got everything in the ore processing room hooked up, and it is fantastic. I let it go AFK for about 4 hours, and I have 71,000 iron now. I think it was before, I think it was like 50,000 at the end of last episode. So yeah, everything is working a treat. Things like diamonds and emeralds, or at least as ore is concerned, doesn't really come in as much as I would hope it would, but that's perfectly fine. I have stuff, emeralds and diamonds that I'm getting from sieving that are going right to the ME system, and I don't really have to worry about it here. So yeah, I am really loving how this is working. I also have plenty of yellorium now, 9.3 thousand. Yeah, so my extreme reactor can also pretty much run indefinitely. I could probably just raise the rods to 50%, but I don't need that power right now. One thing about these signalum plated impulse item ducts, they're pretty slow as far as getting stuff out of my ender chests go. I have a lot of stuff from a lot of locations going into these ender chests. And yeah, stuff just doesn't leave as quickly as I want to. This aluminum ore will probably get up to 1 full stack before it actually leaves the item duct and goes to its appropriate furnace. So what I did is I actually made vacuum signalum plated impulse item ducts, and those are going to be used instead. It's just a matter of, tearing everything down and putting them in place, which means I'm going to have to redo the filters. Although, no, thermal has an item where I can actually copy the filter. It may not take as much time as I think, but I am excited to get into this episode because I'm going to the Twilight Forest. So the Twilight Forest is not accessed via the portal like normal. Same with everything else, it is made with a cake. So dandelions, poppies, and a cake, and you have Twilight Forest. So I already have overworld cakes in my inventory just in case, but I don't really think I'm going to need them. So I'm going to head to the Twilight Forest and see what's different. I don't think I have ever experienced this before. The cake took me directly to the Twilight Glacier. And Twilight Glacier is not an area I should be able to access right off the bat. I have to kill a bunch of bosses before it'll let me get there. So I made the cake. Blank magic map. Yeah, where's the Twilight? Yeah, Snow Queen trophies all the way down here. So I don't know what's wrong with that. I'm going to head back to the overworld and see if there's some way that I can, fix this. So I am in a firefly forest. All I had to do was just travel south from my spawning location in order to get there. And yeah, it's just very weird that I spawned in a glacier. By default, I should be spawning somewhere like here in a firefly forest or a twilight forest. One of the things I want to do while I'm here is I need to collect this wood. The reason being, if you throw in a piece of vanilla wood into a thermal sawmill, then it'll only give you 1 plank. However, if I throw in anything other than a vanilla, then it will give me 6 planks instead, and that is exactly what I'm going for. Probably should have made another dank null before coming here. Another thing that I want to do is I want to make this traveler's logbook because I have no idea what it is. I don't recall this item ever being in the Twilight Forest, and it's been updating for me ever since I started the pack, so I want to know what that is all about. One of the things I am doing is I'm going around to the Twilight Oak trees and trying to find something that looks like this. This is a little sphere, and they're kind of obvious from the outside, and once you get close, you'll hear spiders knowing that you found one. But this sphere is indicative of some special item inside. So I've already found 2 of them. I've only gotten 1 of the things I'm looking for, which are these special saplings. So from the Twilight Forest, I think there are 6 of them. And of course they don't show up. But it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to find every single one of them because I want to add bonsai pots to them. They are pretty important, and I do like the wood that comes from them. Here we go. So yeah, like the sorting wood is really cool, and each sapling has a cool effect on its own as well. I've come back to the overworld because I need to do a couple more things before I go back into the Twilight Forest. The first run was really just a scouting run. The first thing that I want to do is I definitely want to make that traveler's log. Whoop, my bad. I definitely want to make that traveler's log, and it is right here. I was also getting a whole bunch of resources in order to make data modules for deep mob learning, because there are some Twilight Forest mobs that can be put into deep mob learning. I can get everything except for the Arctic fur because I'm following the rules of Twilight Forest. Despite the fact that I can reach the glacier area, I'm not going to. So it should be rather easy for me to get Arctic fur. And yeah, I'm going to follow Twilight Forest rules, and I'm not going to go to the glacier until I can actually get there. So Arctic fur will have to wait. Another very weird thing that I noticed about the Twilight Forest is that Better Animals Plus is taking over all Twilight Forest spawns. There are usually ravens everywhere in the Twilight Forest, and I only found one so far, but I am finding wolves all over the place, bears all over the place, and boars all over the place. They're just completely taking over what would usually be ravens as far as spawns are concerned, so I'm not a big fan of that, because I need these raven feathers in order to make maps. And I'm sure I'll find some more ravens as time goes on, and that's what gave me the idea for the blank data modules, because Twilight Matter lets me craft the raven feathers with one more feather, so that's just another way that I can get around all of the spawns. And there you have it. Here is my dank null for all of the Twilight Forest stuff. Here's my Traveler's Logbook. Here are some lily pads, and combined with data modules, there we go. So I am now ready for a full excursion. Oh, wow. Forest creatures defeated. That is very weird. I've never used the Twilight Forest module inside of Deep Mob Learning. Oh, right on. Alright, so now that that is ready, I am ready for a full excursion into the Twilight Forest. Oh, actually, what was the Traveler's Logbook about? Why did it keep updating? Oh, complete advancements to unlock more chapters. That's what it is. Alright, I thought that every time a little toast appeared up here that it was unlocking something new. But really it was just an unlock status. Alright. Alright, time for the first boss battle, and it is the Naga. Let's see how the Slothinator does against it. Oh, does pretty well against it. Nice. I am very happy with how the Slothinator does against this. Alright, and Naga is done. Dropped some experience, but whatever. Alright, cool. Well, that was really easy, and look, my data module does have 1 experience on it now. Unfortunately, this isn't any forest creature. I kind of misunderstood this. I tried killing some of the druids that appear in the forest biome, and they do not count. It's only the 2 bosses and the flying books. So, yeah, I guess that is unfortunate. I am about to kill my 3rd Naga because I killed one without making the map first, which means the quest rewards didn't complete. So I'm killing my 3rd one now that I have the map, and still disappointed that there are barely any ravens whatsoever inside the Twilight Forest right now. Come on, there we go. Yeah, the move fluids and Better Animals Plus, I don't know whether or not I should disable them because it's really messing with how progression works inside the Twilight Forest. Without ravens, I can't make maps, and without maps, I can't find the bosses. So, yeah, that is a problem. But now that I have 3 of them done, I'm going to go fight the Lich real quick. Yeah, and I'll be back once I actually get to the Lich Tower, which appears to be northwest. Now I am about ready to fight the Lich, and alright, cool, so those things are still active. I have completely forgotten how to fight this guy. Okay, that's how, got it. And he should be just about done. There we go. Alright, Lich is down, and not sure whether or not I'm going to put that footage in because I wasn't talking at all, but basically he's going to throw ender pearls at you, or it's going to throw fire charges at you. Just hit the ender pearls back at it and ignore the 2 dummies that are there. And after 5 hits you can start attacking it for real. And yeah, and I'm going to stick here and I'm going to collect all of these paintings, mainly because I rarely ever make paintings. Oh, wow. but I rarely ever make paintings, and this is just a really easy way for me to get painting. Oh, I have the zombie scepter too. Nice. Well, with that, I'm going to continue killing Nagas and Liches, and I'm not going to bother moving into the swamp today. So I just got done fighting my second Lich and discovered something cool. Once you get all 5 shields down on the Lich, it starts summoning a whole bunch of Lich minions. Killing those Lich minions, which they really only go down in 1 hit, counts towards your data module for your for the forest creatures. So don't kill the Lich right away, kill the minions, and it'll continuously summon those minions, and you can level up your data module pretty quickly. So we're going to switch gears real quick, and I'm going to place down this Ender Crystal. I've made a whole bunch of inactive Ender Cores from Ender Utilities. I want to try making the portal blocks because Ender Utilities is kind of vague on whether or not I can only use the portal in one dimension or whether or not it works cross-dimensionally. So I want to build these, run a test, and see whether or not I can get rid of those cakes because I'm sick of using the cakes, and whether or not I can actually use these portals, these Ender Utility portals, to get to the Twilight Forest or the End or the Nether, and get rid of these overworld cakes that are inside my inventory. So I have an inactive Ender Core right here, and really what it says to do is right-click an Ender Crystal to activate in the End. And if you look at the description for the Ender Core that has actually been activated, it says right-click an Ender Crystal in the End, the entity on top of the obsidian pillars. So, just to be safe, I have placed the Ender Crystal on top of the obsidian and right-click. Oh, there we go. They've all been activated. I don't know whether or not it works if it's not on top of the... Oh, just an Endermite. Okay. So I'm going to place on an Ender Crystal here as well. Oh, they have to be placed on top of bedrock anyway. Okay, so long as they're on top of bedrock in the End, they can be used to activate the crystals. Now, I gotta admit, I am a little confused here because I have set it up exactly how the tooltips have told me to. I have made portal crystals right here, and I've bound one to a portal that's in the fusion reactor room, and this one is bound to the Twilight Forest. So I can select what I want, but walking through it, shifting, waiting, it's not teleporting me. And the same with the one that is in the fusion reactor room. I cannot get it to activate. And I have both areas chunk loaded, and I'm going to go into the fusion reactor room to show you the same thing, because I also have a different type of crystal in the fusion reactor room, one that should just bind to a location instead of a portal. And it's still not working. And here it is. So looking inside, I have the fusion well, it's named fusion reactor right now because I tried swapping the crystals out just to see. But even though it says fusion reactor, it is bound to the main portal. And this one is a location crystal, and it is bound to just over there, right next to the reactor. And if I select it, I still can't teleport there. I mean, it's definitely not a chunk loading issue. I do not know what's wrong. I've tried pressing a button here. I've tried pressing a lever here. What happened to my lever and button? Oh, I trashed them. Yeah, I am not sure how these portals work. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research. I was really hoping that they would be handy for me. It is nice that if it was working, I would only need one portal in order to teleport anywhere. But yeah, I just cannot seem to get it working the way that it's supposed to. Now, I know that's kind of a downer way to end an episode, but I am going to have to end this episode out. So, in between episodes, I am going to do some research on Ender Utilities portal frames. And I'm also going to be in the Twilight Forest getting a whole bunch of resources. I've already gotten a bunch of Yeti fur, and where are you? Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of Yeti fur and Alpha Yeti fur because I'm going to need it in the next episode. Next episode is also going to be Twilight Forest focused, but we're going to completely finish it out. We're going to just bam, 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 knock out all of the bosses and see whether or not, there's Cloud World. Yeah, I'm just pretty much going to be on a collectathon and explaining things that I like about the Twilight Forest. But yeah, I am Kelly Engineering, and I hope that you did enjoy this episode despite its ending, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.